Welcome to Everything Explained, where we dive into the intricacies of our world. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating topic: how historical events shape modern societies. You might notice that the world we live in today is deeply influenced by our past. From wars to revolutions, discoveries to cultural movements, these historical events have left a lasting imprint on our societies, affecting everything from our laws and governments to our social norms and values. Let's start with a basic idea. History is like a river. It flows continuously, carrying with it sediments. These are the events that shape our societies. Some sediments are large and heavy, like wars and revolutions, while others are smaller, like art movements or technological innovations. Together, they create the landscape we navigate today. One of the most significant historical events that shaped modern societies is the Industrial Revolution. Beginning in the late 18th century, this period marked a shift from agrarian economies to industrialized ones. Imagine living in a world where most people worked on farms, and suddenly, factories spring up everywhere. This change didn't just alter where people worked, it transformed how they lived. Urbanization became a key feature of modern life, as people flocked to cities for jobs. This movement led to the growth of cities, changes in family structures, and the rise of new social classes. For instance, in England, the working class emerged as a powerful force in society, demanding rights and better working conditions. This laid the groundwork for labor rights movements we see today. Without the Industrial Revolution, we might not have the labor laws, workplace protections, and social safety nets that we often take for granted. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the impact of wars. Take World War II, for example. This catastrophic event reshaped the political landscape of the entire globe. Countries that emerged victorious, like the United States and the Soviet Union, became superpowers, leading to a bipolar world during the Cold War. The aftermath of the war also saw the establishment of the United Nations, an organization aimed at fostering international cooperation and preventing future conflicts. Moreover, World War II led to significant social changes, especially regarding civil rights. In the United States, the fight against fascism abroad spurred movements for equality at home. African Americans who served in the war returned to a country where they were still facing segregation and discrimination. This contradiction fueled the civil rights movement, which sought to rectify these injustices. So, you see, a single historical event like a war can ripple through time, influencing social movements, governmental structures, and individual lives for generations. Another poignant example is the American Civil Rights Movement of the 1950s and 1960s. The struggle for racial equality during this time didn't just change laws, it transformed societal attitudes. Figures like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X became symbols of this fight, inspiring countless others around the globe. The Civil Rights Movement laid the foundations for subsequent movements advocating for gender rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and more. Today, these movements are often interconnected, showing how historical struggles for justice build upon each other. We can't forget about cultural movements either. The Renaissance, for example, was a cultural rebirth that began in the 14th century and spread across Europe. It brought about advancements in art, science, and literature. Think of it as a huge wave of creativity that still influences how we understand art and culture today. The values of humanism that emerged during the Renaissance, focusing on human potential and achievements, continue to shape our educational systems and cultural expressions. Technological innovations also have historical roots that affect modern society. The invention of the Internet in the late 20th century is a prime example. It's hard to imagine life without the Internet now, but its development was influenced by earlier technological advances like the telephone and the computer. The Internet has transformed how we communicate, work, and even think. It has created a global village, where information flows freely and connects people across continents. Yet, it also raises questions about privacy, misinformation, and digital divides, issues that are very much rooted in the historical context of technology and society. As we explore these examples, it becomes evident that history is not just a collection of dates and events, it's the very fabric of our existence. Each historical event, whether monumental like a war or subtle like a cultural shift, influences the values we hold, the policies we support, and the challenges we face today. In conclusion, understanding how historical events shape modern societies helps us make sense of our world. It gives us a deeper appreciation of the struggles and triumphs that have brought us to this point. By learning from the past, we can navigate the present more wisely and build a future that honors those who came before us. So, as you go about your day, think about the river of history that flows beneath our feet. Every ripple and wave has contributed to who we are today. Let's respect that history and strive to make it a positive force for generations to come.